I normally want to do skits for these or like do something to like, entertain you all to begin with. But we're talking about Donneld Mathieson. He's got no legs. So I feel whatever I would choose to do would be incredibly insulting. So we're not going to do that. It's another Thursday. It's 5 o'clock. Gear Talk time, that means. Today, we're talking about Donneld Mathieson. Now, for you guys who don't know who this is, so for you guys who think you're lore experts, like your great one right here, me, you would go through and say, oh, there's a collectible Donneld Mathieson in the Hive Busters. You're right. There is. But if you dig deeper, this man, and I have it right here, is in so much of the extended content for this gosh darn series. The slab is where he gets introduced. I have not gotten that far. I'm a very slow reader. But this guy, this dude, I don't even know where to begin. Because originally when I was going to make this video, I was just going to tack it onto the series and be like, Donneld was involved. I should talk about him. There's not much to go on, but I'll make something up. No. Oh no. This guy, this dude caused me so much problems within the last 2 or 3 hours. Because I go onto his wiki just to get myself updated on his information. The dude, I forgot this, is in every single book for the original stuff, not the new content. He is in every single book. He doesn't make an appearance. His voice is in 3. This guy, this dude, also the collectible in Hive Busters, is everywhere. This is a side character that just appears everywhere. I kid you not. I thought about it. I sat down. What scene can I think of where Donneld was in and he played a major role? Really none. That's the thing. He was a side character that was involved with a bunch of things, but he was never the center gravitas. Oh, Donneld saved the day, you Matt Daddy Stallion of a man. That's the thing. He is probably the best supporting character. Not supporting characters like the main cast and the supporting cast that's in the picture. No, this man is one of the greatest supporting background characters I have ever come across in this series. I know I'm just sucking the magnificence of Donneld off right now, but let's get into this and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So Donneld was originally a soldier. And this is all in the slab, right here. Again, I'm not up to this part, but I read spoilers, but it's over 10 years old, so whatever. So he originally appears in the slab. The first, timeline-wise, the first time you meet him, the first canonical time you meet him, canonical, that would be the slab. The first time you meet him, in the actual media and dates when things came out, I believe is Aspho Fields, and he plays a bigger role after that in all the books. But you meet him here, and he's just a normal soldier. He's moving up the ranks. I believe he's a second lieutenant. He's this gear that's just happy-go-lucky, a great guy, and he's willing to take on the most dangerous missions you can think of. He's ready to give the Locust a beating. So, he goes through and does all this, and he's well-known at this point. This guy isn't just some random soldier. No, apparently in the Gears universe, a lot of Gears and higher commanding people know who this guy is. Now, he's going out and doing his thing, and he comes across a Locust mine, blows him up, blows up a bunch of his other comrades. I don't believe anyone died, but everyone is severely injured, to the point where they do get him out of there and save him. But they get him to the hospital over in Jacinto, they fly him over there, and the doctor who worked on him, I believe, is also a prevalent character in the books. I'm going to have to go back and make a series about all the book characters, because there's a lot. But they go over, and she's working on him, and it comes to the point where she's like, this man should be dead. He can't, there's no way I can save him, unless we were to take off his legs. We're going to have to chop off his legs, we have to amputate. It's the only possible way I could think he'll live. And, again, Donneld is out during all of this. The man is, very, very sedated. So they sit there and decide, with our current situation, because this is 11 AE, I believe. So this is, heavy into the war. She's like, with our current situation, the Gears, I'm a doctor. I can't just let this man die. They decide to do it. They cut off his legs. They amputate. Hoffman goes and sees him, because, again, Hoffman knows who he is. The higher-ups do know who this man is. He goes to check in, and he's heavily sedated, but Hoffman does notice his legs have been amputated. And Hoffman makes him the promise, I will do whatever I can to make sure that you are still a functioning soldier. You still have worth to us. We're not just going to put you off to the side just because you lost your legs, with how dedicated and how much you have worked for the COG. And later on, we learn that he joins Control with Anya. He is one of the people that are on the comms. And the main role we get from him throughout the books, and again, like one of the like best supporting background characters, he's the one that takes over when Anya is the one going out and either, you know, catching some Z's before she becomes a frontline soldier, like getting rest, because Anya is constantly on the comms, 26 hours a day. Anya is constantly working, so he's the one that goes in and relieves her. He says, like, go get some rest, I've got this, I'll take care of it. Now, he's not the happiest about this, because again, he's a frontline soldier. Like many frontline soldiers in the series, they want to be on the front lines. That's what we see throughout the book with everyone. Our place is the front line. That's where we want to be. Again, Locust has destroyed humanity. Payback. It's what we're trained for. 26th RTI, all that good stuff. So he's there. And he's providing all the comms and everything for them. But again, this man was a soldier, a very well-known soldier. And now he's stuck in comms. This man is, again, from the waist down, there's nothing there. Where the legs are. I'm certain they probably did their best to keep everything else, if you know what I mean. But he's sitting there like, I can't do anything anymore. And Hoffman sees this and understands, like, this great soldier is now, he's stuck doing comms. Like, this wasn't what he wanted. You know, he didn't know he was going to lose his legs. And there's many times throughout the story where he's trying to do things that someone who's able-bodied, well, that's probably the wrong, like, I guess someone who has both of their legs, just to be blunt about it, is able to do. Like, things that are very high up that he can't do. He will stretch himself to do it. And Hoffman sees this, and he's sympathetic, and he says, like, hey, I'll get a ramp installed, we'll get something to do, I can do it for you. He doesn't want that. And I understand this, and this really is, like, Karen Traviss, a great writer in her own right, no doubt about it, she's amazing at this. She really conveys the feeling of, this is how a normal person would react who's very proud of what they do and now they're not able to do it anymore. For one, Donneld. He wants to do things on his own. He wants to be independent. He does not like the feeling of his normal daily things he could do just taken away from him. And it is so well done. Because you get this feeling the entire time, and his main goal he has been pushing for, and this is where Baird kind of steps in. He says, I want to walk again. That's my goal. I want to walk again. I don't even think he says like he wants to be on the front lines even, or he wants to go and fight. I think he might, but his main go-to, that's like a secondary. His main go-to is, I want to walk. I want legs. I want to move around. I want to walk. And again, you have everything going on with comms. You have, again, in the books, you have Vectis happening. The fort before you have Vectis. You have all this going on. They're moving around everywhere. You have the attack over where they originally were in Ephira. Like, again, they're just bouncing everywhere. The entire time, I want to walk. His story in the background is so nice to see because there's other things going on in the world. It's so nice. It's not just the Lambent are attacking. No, there's other things in the world. Like, yeah, that's kind of like the top tier stuff, but other things are going on. And with Donneld, he's trying to walk, and he talks to Baird, and this is when the Grozny come in, and he tells Baird, like, is there anything you can do? Make me prosthetics or do anything in your power to get me to walk. And at this point, Baird is like, he's coming around to being a better character. His character arc is getting closer to the end, but he's still not like, oh, sure, buddy, no problem, you got yourself a deal, I'm a nice guy named Baird. No, Baird's still an asshole. He understands, like, yeah, I'll help you out, you got it. And at this time, Baird is an engineer, remember. He is not working with cybernetics, he's not making AIs, he doesn't have Adam's data disk, he doesn't have any of it. At this time in the story, and you see it in 3 with everyone's armor, they are scrapping everything they possibly can and using it. They're taking off armor that is not needed and scrapping it. They are using metal they don't need and scrapping it. Everything is being scrapped and used just for everything that's needed. So Baird has to go behind everyone's back, start building prosthetic legs, and the Grozny, like, I think he goes and asks the Grozny for help, and they're like, no. This is how you do it. This is how. And they work together. And by the end of the entire book series that goes on, when you get to Coalition's End, when it's getting close to done, Mathieson is sitting there. Well, He's not. We'll get to that. But Hoffman comes in to see Mathieson, because Mathieson is also working, like, not just comms, but, like, the main control area. He's getting other information in while he's working. For instance, they heard mysterious signals and pings going on. Matheson's the one who picked it up, and we learn later that's Prescott getting a hold of Azura. So we learn, like, Matheson's been, like, keeping tabs on weird things or things that they should know. He's been keeping tabs on things and things that people should know. Because, again, he doesn't like it, but he's good at his job. He's very good at it. When Anya leaves, like, it's all him. He is the new Anya, and he's pretty good at it. He is very good at it, because he's not just doing comms, he's doing everything. Hoffman comes on in later, because he's going to talk to him. Again, this is the part where the Coalition's getting to the end, Coalition's end. And he talks to him and says, hey, how's it going, Mathieson, you know, and then he just stops. He looks over. There he is. He's got two crutches, just like Jimmy from South Park. And there he is with two legs. And he turns around, looks at Hoffman with a smile on his... You can tell it's a little bit of a shit-eater's grin. Because it's kind of just like, I'm walking again. Because again, he keeps telling Hoffman, I'm going to walk. And he's walking. Baird finished the prosthetics. Him and the Grozny, they finished. And they built his legs. And the feeling of happiness that came across me when I first read that. And Hoffman is happy too. He says, I have a sense of hope. If you're able to walk, maybe we can make everything work here. Because this is when they're going to Anvil Gate. The ship's going to go off the Sovereignty, I believe. And again, if you're able to walk, maybe something is possible here. Maybe this will actually work. And he asks him, like, does that hurt, like, walking? Oh, and just with a smile on his face, you can tell, yeah, this is the most pain I've ever felt in my life, but I'm walking. That's all that matters. And it just made me so happy. Because, again, you followed his story, his little mini arc, throughout all the books. And there's 5. Technically 4, because it goes from Asphiel Fields to Coalition's End. Technically his voice is in the beginning of 3. He's the guy that's over comms on the ship. But book-wise is where, like, his character is really shown and grown. And there's a lot more to talk about. There's more stuff he talks about, more stuff he does. Like, Hoffman says, like, you should be a politician. And he says, no way I'm going to. Because he's very good at, like, political speaking with people. He's very good at formal speaking. Things like that. Him and Baird, they're pretty much good friends by the end of the book series. Him and Anya are very good friends. And, you know, you have his lamenting that he can't be a Gear anymore because he doesn't have his legs. And, again, there's so much for him. But if I were to sit here and go through all 4 books of just minor things, this character that's just a great background character would end up being longer than characters who are main characters in the series. This video will be longer than that. So, jumping from the books, we go over to 3. Now, with 3... he's barely in him. I would say, like, at most 20 minutes, because it's just going through the ship when his voice is over comms. And the great thing is, and this made me happy as ever when Gears 5 Hivebusters came out, the man survived the ship explosion. When Sovereignty exploded, he survived. He's alive. Again, he's in Hivebusters. He's alive. Well, his writing is in Hivebusters. But it just blew my mind, because it does confirm that it wasn't just the main group of Delta that survived the ship explosion. There were others. And you kind of figure that, because Alex Brand was on the ship. Are you telling me that Alex Brand got killed off screen in a random thing that's not even mentioned on a ship explosion? No. Alex Brand ain't going out that way. And Donneld lived, so I'm very certain Alex is alive. But he lives. And he makes it to the end of the war. He survives the war. He is the 1% of humanity that made it out. He's alive. And again, he was using his prosthetics the whole time. He wasn't using them 24/7, but they definitely came in handy. You get from there to the, what would you call it? Like the era of peace or the time of peace. I believe there is an era of peace in the back, but the 25 years. He stays with the COG. Like when they rebuild the COG, he's with it. He's with them. He's with them and he stays. And he stays in his military career for those entire 25 years. He works up to major. He is now a major in the COG. He is one of the only people that actually still sides with Hoffman. And that's very important to remember. Because even though people like Hoffman and they understand how important he was, a lot of people aren't standing with him anymore because it's the new COG, new technologies. You know, Jin is now in charge. a lot of people aren't really just coming out and saying, Hoffman's correct in what he's saying, we're siding with him. No, because humanity's still recovering. You can't just start making sides like that again. Even Hoffman and Jin understand that. So, he's one of the only few that still has loyalty to Hoffman. When everything happens, when Hoffman is put into a forced retirement. He's the one that goes out on Hoffman's behalf to go and find people that match the description of what Hoffman's looking for his rogue operation, for the Hivebuster initiative. He's the one that goes out, finds Keegan. He goes and gets Lonnie out of prison. And he's the one that and still to this day, I don't know how, finds Mac. And he's the one who gets them all in contact and gets them over to the island for Hoffman. They don't know it's Hoffman yet, but he's the one that gets them there. He's the one that says, okay, we're going to get you on this plane and get you right on over. He's the one doing it. And also remember, after 25 years, this is when Baird went from mechanic to scientist, and he kind of like bloomed in cybernetics, robotics, and AI. I'm very certain if Foz has got a prosthetic like he does, I'm certain Donneld is rocking 2 big old cybernetic legs, walking like normal. The guy has got to have like top of the line because of how he's connected with Baird. I'm guessing this dude has the most jacked, perfect legs, and they just look so perfect. He's just like, yeah, might have lost my legs, but these are a whole lot better. Got rocket boots on the thing, and he can just fly. I mean, it's probably not that, but I mean, I could see Baird doing that for fun. And that's what we have for Donneld Mathieson. I have to say, with how much information I forgot was with him, again, this video is like, I think I'm hitting 18 minutes of raw footage right now. This dude, if I went through everything, we'd be here for 45 minutes. If I went through book by book with everything like I do with some of the other characters. Oh no, there's a lot to him. Read the books. Read the books. Karen Travis did a great job. Read them. He comes up a lot. He is an enjoyable character. I never once hated Donneld. There wasn't a point I said, I don't like this character. I liked him the entire way through. I was happy when he got his legs. I was happy when I learned he lived. I was happy to see that he is still with Hoffman doing something. So that's going to do it for this video. Longer than I thought I would. I know I say that a lot, but this one, I thought I could only maybe get out 10 minutes. I have a gift. That's going to do it. We have 2 more videos. The countdown's got down to 2. That's all we got left. I'll even tell you in the next video right now, the overview of the entire Hivebusters DLC and everything it had, and then the final video will be coming out after that, and I got a special surprise for what it's going to be. So, that'll do it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for making this possible. Thank the patrons for making this possible. I almost forgot you guys, making everything possible. Feel free to subscribe. It never hurts. I always appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Gears Talk. Gears Tactics is winding down, so that's almost going to be done. I'll see you guys in the next episode of a Gear Talk, whenever that may be. It's always on Thursdays. Later!